Hello, dear friend. Do you ever wondered whether you are truly living or merely existing? I believe so, because I was just like you before. There are days when I feel like I'm immersed in the chaos of life, facing many difficulties and challenges. Sometimes I wonder if I'm really living or just simply surviving day to day. And then I remembered two sentences that changed my thinking and awakened me. Seneca, the great philosopher of Stoicism, said, "A wrinkled, gray-haired man does not necessarily live long. To be more precise, he has existed for a long time, or it takes us a lifetime to learn how to live. And, what might surprise you even more, takes us just as long to learn how to die." These words made me stop and reflect. Perhaps you've had a moment where you asked yourself, am I living or just existing? We often get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, chasing after goals, and sometimes forget that the difference between living and existing is in how we feel and enjoy each moment. I remember the days when I only knew how to work, eat, and drink, then repeat those days unconsciously. Then one day, I realized I was just existing, not living. So I decided to change, looking for things that make me truly happy and meaningful. That is why I present to you, my wonderful friends, these two quotes. I believe they will help you in this life journey. Memorize and remember them in your mind to always remind yourself how to live more fully. Please share your thoughts. What do you think about the difference between living and existing? What experiences have you had that made you feel truly alive? Please leave a comment and interact with us. Together, we will find a way to make life more meaningful and fulfilling. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. Hopefully these shares will bring you something new and help you live more fully. That makes me extremely happy and excited. Let's get started. Quote 1. It takes us a lifetime to learn how to live, and what might surprise you even more, it takes us just as long to learn how to die. Seneca, one of the famous philosophers of Stoicism, left behind many profound quotes, including, "It takes us a lifetime to learn how to live, and that is possible." It might surprise you more. It took us just as long to learn how to die. This quote not only shows the profoundness of Seneca's philosophy of life, but also opens up a profound perspective on life and death. Learn to live. Learning to live is a lifelong journey. According to Seneca, living is not merely about existing, but about learning to live a meaningful and virtuous life. This includes knowing yourself, realizing the value of life, and appreciating every moment. In Stoic philosophy, living means living according to virtue, which includes wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Learning how to live is learning how to apply these virtues to daily life, facing challenges and difficulties calmly and steadfastly. This is a continuous, non-stop process, because every day we have new lessons, new experiences to learn and develop. Learning to live also includes facing limitations and accepting things that cannot be changed. We must learn to let go of unrealistic expectations, accept failures and mistakes, and always strive to be the best version of ourselves. What about death? In every person's life, death is always a sensitive topic and is often avoided. Most of us are afraid of death and don't want to think about it. People often replace the word death with flowery phrases like rest in peace, go to the Pure Land, or pass away. However, if we reflect more deeply, we will realize that death is an inevitable part of life, and that understanding it can help us live a more fulfilling life. Roman philosopher Seneca once said, "It takes us a lifetime to learn how to live, and what may surprise you even more, it takes us just as long to learn how to die." Anyone born carries the seeds of death. Just like the lives of all things, trees, animals, houses, cars. The only difference is, sooner or later. As for humans, assuming a lifespan of 100 years, 1/3 of their life is spent sleeping. The first 20 years are a teenager, the last 30 years are an old man, and the remaining 20 years, worrying, calculating, insecure, and wasting so much time, not to mention the illnesses that take even more time. But how many people live to be 100 years old? Being aware of death is very necessary. When we accept death as a natural part of life, we will no longer fear it. Learning to live is a lifelong journey. Living is not merely about existing, but about living a meaningful and virtuous life. In Stoic philosophy, living means living according to virtue, which includes wisdom, courage, justice and temperance. Learning how to live is learning how to apply these virtues to daily life, facing challenges and difficulties calmly and steadfastly. This includes knowing yourself, realizing the value of life, and appreciating every moment. We know we won't last long on this earth, so awareness of death is very important. Understanding death thoroughly helps us not to be afraid of death, but also to be grateful, because death is the greatest teacher in life. Indeed, no person or situation teaches us as much as death. While people are in conflict because of race, class, religion, death shows that everyone is equal. When most of us worry about accumulating assets and competing for power, death sweeps away in an instant. Seneca also emphasized that life and death are not two separate aspects, two sides of one continuous process. Learning how to live properly will help us learn how to die peacefully. On the contrary, accepting death will help us live a more meaningful life. Do we wait until the last moment for death to give us advice? Usually, everyone thinks that they are still alive. I'm not dead yet. I won't be dead for a long time. Because we are too familiar, we think that the people around us, especially our loved ones, are always there and will continue to stay with us for a long time. But if we knew that today was the last day we would see them, how much we would love them. People who know that death can come at any time will consider their every word and behavior. They will not get involved in frivolous matters, nor will they be distracted by unnecessary discussion. Look back at the things we think are important. How much time and energy have we wasted doing useless things? If we knew we only had 1 week left to live, what would we do with the little time left? How will priorities change? Surely, it is the most important and precious week. Many people want to prolong their lives by contributing a lot of money for safety. However, no matter how much insurance they buy, they cannot avoid death that is beyond human power. The value of a human life is not measured by the years of existence, but by the qualities of what one does while alive. Death is a great teacher who reminds us of the impermanence of all things. Impermanence means that it does not last forever, but always changes over time. This is the truth of the universe that operates throughout all beings. Anyone who looks at reality, looks straight at death, will live fully in the present, reminiscing about the past in vain, nor dreaming about an illusory future. They view death as natural and normal, and are grateful to death for giving them time to experience and enjoy life. We waste time when we let our minds run on autopilot, always worrying about what to do next. Many people let their minds work in advance for weeks, sometimes even years. They don't live in reality, but in fantasy. We have wasted life. We have not lived it fully. We ourselves create the cause of insecurity in life as well as in death. The important thing is that we need to change the way we live, but life does not change. Whether we are present or not, life still exists. The universe has been present for billions of years, and we have participated in a very small part. The brief presence in the body is fragile, so we should use it in a way that brings happiness to ourselves and others. The more we contemplate death, the more it helps us know the value of life. Knowing that life is not long, we should peacefully live a good life, instead of constantly thinking about insecurity. In addition, awareness of death is very necessary, so we will not panic in the last moment. At that time, we cannot rely on anything from the outside, only rely on ourselves. Most people are afraid of death because they are haunted by scary and terrifying images. Mind often speculates and exaggerates about death, causing people to fear rather than learn. Every day, people cling tightly to their bodies, property, and power until they are about to die. They are very miserable because they have to leave everything. That is the condition of people who are controlled by ego, have the habit of craving, and are very afraid of death. If you prepare in advance, when you are about to die, you will calmly accept it and peacefully leave. These people have long recognized the truth of impermanence and cause and effect, and have nurtured their spirit in peace and morality. They are awakened people, neither greedy for life nor afraid of death. For them, whether they die next week or die next year makes no difference. Practicing death is not only beneficial when near death, but also beneficial while still alive. Because we regularly monitor our breathing, our ability to concentrate increases, Our concentration develops and our wisdom becomes clear. Practicing continuously every day to get used to death, at the last moment we will feel normal, like going to sleep, a long sleep. In everyday life, embracing death helps us face all challenges more deeply. We learn to cherish every moment, every relationship, and every experience. When we embrace death, we have the ability to live each day with greater awareness and gratitude for all. We will be calm, less anxious, and focused on the values of life. We understand that everything is changing and temporary, but most importantly, life and death are interconnected, create the eternal journey, the soul. Overall, the saying Seneca's book reminds us that learning how to live and how to die are not two separate things, but a continuous and never-ending process. We must know how to live right, cherish every moment, and accept death calmly. In this way, we will live a fulfilling and meaningful life. Quote 2. A wrinkled, gray-haired man does not necessarily live long. To be more precise, he has existed for a long time. Seneca, am I living or existing? This is a question I have asked myself many times and have asked many others. Someone said, still standing here talking to you, isn't that still alive? Others say, is there any difference between living and existing? The heart is still beating, the breath is still there, isn't that enough? There are also people who affirm, I am alive. Live extremely happily, do what you like. Readers, what is your answer? For me, I live on the border between these two things. Many of us always confuse living and existing. The boundary between them is quite fragile, and many people accept existence to live in a safe, discreet cover for the rest of their lives. But remember, another life exists. Seneca, one of the famous Stoic philosophers, said, a wrinkled, gray-haired man does not necessarily live long. Be more precise, he has existed for a long time. This quote reminds us that living is more than just physical existence. Living is when you feel the experiences of your life's journey, always ready to face difficult pitfalls to overcome them and find this life meaningful. Many people just exist. They breathe, eat, sleep, work, making sure their basic needs are met to continue to exist. They don't do things because they want to do them, but because they need to do them. They don't know how to value time and let it go to waste. When they fail, they choose to stay there forever. Without passion, enthusiasm, or interest in what they do, they simply move along the wheel of life without any goals or purposes. On the contrary, life is when you feel every moment, when you know how to love and appreciate what you have, when you have clear goals and objectives for the future. Life is when you return home and feel that it is a peaceful place, not a hell on earth. Living is when you appreciate and love your life, do the things you love, and truly live each moment. This life is not always rosy. Life is the same, sometimes mixed with black and white, not even a little pink. That's what living is called, because living means you enjoy life and enjoy every moment. Have a purpose or goal in life, be proactive and spontaneous, do the things you like to do, and be in control. My life. We cannot find the answer to the question, am I living or existing? Just like it takes people many years to comprehend a philosophy, finding the purpose of life is not easy. But that doesn't mean we should give up. Try looking up at the sky. Think about your life for once. No one can live a completely perfect life. They only feel satisfied with what they have after going through many ups and downs of life, both happy and sad. They accept the truth, forget the past, and be content with what they have. Young people, you still have a long way to go. So learn to live without regrets. Sit down and think about what you have been doing. Take time to take care of yourself and your family. Face your fears and dare to realize your dreams. Accept failure, stand up and start over, and always move forward. Never regret the path you choose, and most importantly, don't pay attention to what others say. Everyone has their own life. You cannot live forever according to what others say. Smile to prove that your life does not depend on anyone but yourself. Life is always beautiful, depending on how we perceive it. If you want to truly live instead of just existing, live happily and happily, do the things you want and form good habits. Simple things can also help you live properly, giving you the feeling that you are truly alive. So we understand these two quotes. Life is not just mere existence, but also a journey to find meaning, value, and true happiness. When we realize that existing is not the same as living, we will begin to view life with a different lens, one filled with hope and desire. Take time to reflect and ask yourself important questions. What makes you feel truly alive? What brings you joy and meaning? Be brave to change. Find and pursue the things you are truly passionate about. Together, we can turn our days into vivid and meaningful moments. Share your thoughts with us so we can learn and support each other on this journey. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe so you don't miss out on valuable stories and lessons in the next videos. Hopefully, these shares will bring you something new and help you live more fully. That makes me extremely happy and excited. I would love to take a moment to express my profound gratitude to all of you for your amazing support and encouragement. Your continuous help makes me feel truly grateful and motivates me every day. I cannot express how important your support has been to me, and it has helped me overcome many difficulties. I am so appreciative and grateful that you have always been loyal and wonderful viewers. Thank you all for always being by my side and cheering me on endlessly.